Hi, you guys. Welcome to my makeup call for team call back after convention. I'm Eilers-Heffner. I'm a Sapphire ambassador. I ended up being really sick, which is very unusual for me, and I appreciate your patience. And I've also found that this has been really good because I was like, okay, what's my plan going to be post-convention? And then I've been using this plan and it's working. And so I'm like, this is even better to do the call a little later because it means that I'm showing you what is working, and that's great, not just a plan, right? The couple things that I want to remind you. So we have this excitement from convention. I hope you still have excitement for convention. I still have excitement from convention. I am still pumped. I am excited with all that Plexus is bringing to us. The Restore being a standalone product is going to be game changer for our clients, for our people, our customers, right? And for us, I think that our environment is just so toxic that it's such a great product that we can continue to offer, we can continue to use. 3-day reset, free until the end of July here. Amazing, right? Plexus just so has our best interest in mind. And I also love that they're changing our earning the prizes to also developing silvers, having retention, things like that, because those are things that are going to build strong businesses. We can run out, we can go work hard for about, a week or two during the month and get a watch. We can work hard and get an iPad. But that doesn't bring a lasting, strong business, okay? And I know that no one is like, I'm only going to work for an iPad. I'm only going to work for a watch. But when we are working for a prize, that's also linked to building a strong business. It forces us to really work to build a strong business. And so I like that. I think that's really great. I think it's wise of Plexus. And I think it's just going to help us really put into practice the steps that we need to have a strong, solid business. Okay. So post-convention, now this is my plan. This is what is working for me. This is what is realistic with a busy schedule for kids. They start summer sports, they're going to camps. There's all this stuff going on, and I'm working a little bit outside of the home too. And so there's all these things to juggle all the time, okay? And if you are someone who has been able to launch that social media 1 or 2 reels every single day, and that is working for you, keep doing it. Please do not stop. If that's working and you love it and you're fitting them in. And then there's the flip side of that. There may be someone who is a little more like me, who is like, oh my gosh, 1 reel or 2 reels every single day. Then I'm overwhelmed and thinking I need to be making reels, and I don't want to take time from IPA, because the long and short of this business is having meaningful conversations with your team, with your potential customers, with your customers that are using their products and helping them be successful and helping them to share. That is the beef of our business. And so if that is overwhelming to you, then please set a goal for yourself to maybe do. So mine is 3 to 5 reels a week. And then once I get in the habit of doing that, then I can say, okay, I'm going to do 4 to 5 reels a week. And then I can build on that. Okay. And then the other thing that Amber Miller said in the social media class at convention was that working on your social media as we go, right? Developing that social media presence, making sure the content is there, is that once you do have more of a following, then the content is there. So that was really encouraging to me, because I do get maybe 1,500 views on a reel here and there. Otherwise it's 200 to 300, which it used to be not very many at all. And so that's great. But I'm not getting the 3K or something, and I don't have reels going viral, things like that. Doesn't matter. And that doesn't matter. And so when we can have meaningful content on our social media, then that means that once we have more of a following and we're bringing people in, then the content is there for them to see. So that was really, really encouraging. I'm definitely doing IPA, and I went back to doing a sheet because I've done sheets. We have several available. And I saw the Ambition Coalition IPA sheet pop up that is Rebecca Folks and Melissa Eichenhorst, and I really liked it. I was like, this is awesome. This is so perfect for my brain. And I printed several and I've been using them, and this is stuff that I have done for a long time, but to see it all on one piece of paper was really empowering. So find an IPA sheet that you will follow, that you like, and that's going to help you be consistent. I recommend just checking this one out for a baseline, and also the winning day. So I'm going to get to that as well. But I love that the IPA sheet from Ambition Coalition has today's big 3. So what are the 3 biggest things that I need to do today? And this doesn't mean that I'm only doing 3 things, but this means today's the day that these 3 things absolutely have to be done. And you can break this up and have 3 business and 3 personal. You could have 3 business, 3 personal, 3 work, like if you have a 9-to-5 type job. Or you could have, 3 household, 3 family, 3 business. However that works for your brain, okay? It notes our mood. It notes if we've exercised, how we're doing on our water. What is the monthly goal? Having that in front of us is going to be key to success, because we have to monitor, and we want to monitor our activity based on the goal, right? So if the goal is to get 10 joins and help 2 people go silver, but we're reaching out to 2 people a day, that's not going to happen. And so having that goal to remind us is going to help us to stay on track and stay motivated too. She does have on here conversation starters, follow-ups, reaching out to 1 active person, 1 inactive. If you have stronger goals, you might want to say start 10 conversations, talk to 3 potential follow-ups, do 3 active reach outs, do 3 inactive you get to gauge that, okay? And you may want to gauge that box. You might want to gauge that based on the time that you have each day. So maybe you have a day where you really want to get X, Y, and Z done. Maybe your kids have child appointments for their sports physicals. Maybe you have X, Y, and Z going on. So that day might be a little less, and then the next day you plan your office hour to have more time, and then you're going to do more, okay? So that's awesome. Anyway, you're going to have to print this and go over it. I don't need to go over every little spot, but the things that stood out to me, I wanted to go over. She does have on here showing up on social media. So figure out what that looks like for you and challenge yourself a little bit. Don't just say, well, this is what I do and I'm going to stay here. Especially if you need to do a social media, look at what you're doing, look at the comments you're getting, look at what's going on, if it's working, if it's not working, how's your engagement. You do have to go back and see how your social media looks to know how you can improve it. And so using these tips that she has on here is really good. And then there's a today's schedule, and I loved this because it just gave me a framework. I'm not the best at time blocking, but I am really good at having a flow of my day, and I'm really good at having hard stops. So when, I will say, okay, office hours are from 12:30 until 3, 12:30 to 3:30, 11 to 2, whatever. Having that hard stop of the office hours. So there is no switching the laundry during that time. There is no throwing dinner in the oven during that time. That has to be done before or after. So you have to plan your day around that. Those office hours have to be office hours. And this is the thing. We don't have a 9-to-5 job with Plexus that's going to tell you, and that it's all external expectations placed on you. This is something that we have to put those expectations on ourselves. So anyway, the other part that I really loved was the reflect part, because this allows us to accuse ourselves to coach ourselves. Because I often think, okay, I'm feeling like this, or I had this happen, and I'll have to take a step back and say, what would I tell my level 1 if she came to me with this scenario? And I would say, da 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 da. Well, then I get to say those things to myself, right? It's so empowering to be able to coach myself through that. It doesn't mean you don't have coaching calls. It doesn't mean you don't reach out to your upline. Please do those things. But when we can reflect on some of what is happening and how we are reacting, and we can examine that and become aware and self-aware, then we can attack it and we can prevent some of those feelings in the future. We can come up with our positive affirmations around some negative feelings. We can flip the script. It just is so empowering. And it's so empowering too, because I think we're way harder on ourselves than we need to be, because like I said, if my level 1 came to me with the same like situation, I wouldn't know exactly what to say. And I think that we do know what to say, and we need to say those things to ourselves. Okay, so that's that. And then the other thing is that we sometimes have to go back and work on that engagement in our Facebook. And this has been working for me, to just ask more questions, asking polls. What Amber Miller said in the social media training at convention was, don't ask really deep questions. Like people want just quick, they're gonna comment quick things. They don't want to have deep, meaningful conversations in that Facebook. They're scrolling. If they can type out 3 or 4 words, that's what they're gonna do. Those deep, meaningful conversations are wonderful for in person, for phone calls, things like that, but you're probably not going to get that engagement quite so much on your social media. And so making sure that your social media is able to be engaged with, asking about sourdough inclusions. What are your favorite sourdough inclusions? What have you tried? Maybe I haven't thought of it. What can you give me? We have a fruit fly problem. Asking about fruit fly recommendations to get rid of them, like all this crazy stuff that isn't even a big deal, but it's getting a lot of engagement, and that's been really great, because then more people are seeing all of the plexus stuff. And for whatever reason, the algorithms that we can't control, so work on that engagement piece if you have to. And this is also really good if you're brand new. So if you're new, maybe you're ready to start posting about the business and things and posting about the products, but maybe you haven't done a lot of even Facebook posting anyway, then working on being more engaging with your audience and not just turning it into a Plexus Facebook page, right? You still need to be you and having that engagement and conversation with people. So that was really good. I also, in terms of, wow, oh my gosh. Of course we're gonna have issues. Hopefully I'm not upside down. Did I move my camera? I think I had it like that. Okay, so I listened to this book, Don't Make It Weird by Colleen Nichols, in a call a few months ago. I put a clip up from her Instagram that was super funny. And so anyway, I was like, let me check out her book. And in terms of network marketing, starting out, having a plan, really great book. I listened to it on Audible in a week, just from like driving around a little bit. Listened to the whole thing. The writing is big. And then I bought the book because she talks. She has a 14-day exactly what to do on your social media, on your stories, to have engagement and things like that. And she has it all laid out. Day 1, story 1, story 2, an example. Okay, so I love that for this. I love this for that. I love that there is a 14-day plan for your stories and your social media and examples. It's very tangible. It's very applicable, that you can pick it up and you can apply, especially if you're someone that says, I just don't know how to post on my social. I don't know what to do. And it's stuff that Fallon has always told us, that we've heard from the upper jewels too, right? Like, ask a question, be engaging, give a recommendation, share something you like. It's all the same stuff, but it's laid out right in the book in the back there. And so if you need that tangible, like step by step by step, there you go. Okay, I wanted to share that with you. And the other things that I think are important is planning our family, planning our own discipline, planning things with our family and our friends, and then our team events. Okay, so office hours. This is something that I have stuck with very, very consistently since convention. I've had joins, I have people asking me, I have people reaching out to me. And so when our jewels, our diamonds say have office hours, they're not joking. Okay, I'm not joking about this. This is what works. Your office hours do not have to be exactly the same every single day. Your office hours can be 9 to 9:30 a.m. and then they can be 9 to 9:30 p.m., whatever it is, however you need to break that up. If it needs to be set in the middle of the day for yourself, if it needs to look different on Monday and look different on Tuesday, different on Wednesday, then do that. Put your office hours in your calendar, around the kids stuff, around the family stuff, whatever. Do what you need to do and plan things with your family. Don't have just it's summer, we're gonna fly by the seat of our pants. My calendar is full, and that helps me be more productive in my business because I do my business within the free time of those things that are planned, right? It's not that hard. We can all do this, okay? Exercise, super important. I set a goal for myself to have 10,000 steps every day, to exercise at the gym 4 to 6 days a week. I go for walks with my dogs in the neighborhood all the time. You know, maybe they're little, maybe they're bigger, it doesn't matter. And I started jogging, because I use that term so loosely because it's been so long since I've been able to do that. And I'm so grateful, I think, with the Restore and just being consistent with my products and my body continuing to get that inflammation down has been so life-changing for me. If you don't know my story, please check it out on Gut Health and Happiness. 3 autoimmunes, joint pain, all kinds of things, could hardly get out of bed, and now I'm able to run 2 laps around the track with a walking lap in between. But I tell you what, that is incredible. Like, I'm so excited. So setting those goals for ourselves, right? The exercise goals. Maybe yours doesn't look like mine, and that's fine, but you have to set a standard for yourself as to what your exercise looks like. I talked about planning things with your family. We have a beach date at 4:30 on Thursday. That's when it worked for both of us. That's when we're going. It's perfect, okay? And then team events. So we had a team event, a sip and share mixology on Saturday. We have one tomorrow. We had a Zoom event last night. Like, we are getting the events on this schedule, and people are busy, and that's okay. Figure it out. Just do it. Just plan it. We're doing one at a park. At a park, bring the kids, let them play. There's playground equipment. I'll bring my kids. They can watch your little kids, and let's just chat. It doesn't have to be some big formal thing, but events. And then I also think it's important to have, cleaning time, family cleaning time, planning your meals, getting your shopping done, put the grocery order in. Like, do that at the beginning of the week. Okay. And then the other thing I just wanted to show you, which has been working super well, is at the beginning of the week, I go through and I write my list, okay? My list of everyone I'm going to talk to. And then as I'm on my social media and I'm talking to people and people are reaching out to me, then I add those people to the list. And then I also have a spot over here. So Jackie had a great call for us, Jackie Hastings. So I was like, okay, these are the people I need. I'm tagging in that, and now I'm going to reach out. And so I make my list of people for Jackie's call. Then I can say, okay, these are the people I need to talk to about throwing a little social media party so we can get their products paid for them, right? Who am I talking to about the business? So this is important too. We're not always just reaching out about the products. Yes, great place to start, but also make sure you're posting about and reaching out to people about the business. The other thing I'm doing, I didn't bring it with me, I'm reading a fun book. I'm reading fiction. I pick up fiction when I have free time. I'll read for a day or two, put it on the shelf, don't touch it for months. And I'm really trying hard to read for 5, 10, 15 minutes a day, for that creative part of my brain to turn on, to let the thinking turn off, okay? And in a novel, in this fiction, not a novel, it's just a mystery book, but in this book, the gentleman said, is this whatever situation, right? He said, my dad always said, you couldn't get a yes if you weren't willing to risk hearing a no. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so true with Plexus, right? That's so true with anything. Our kids are not afraid to ask us for a popsicle, for going to the park, for going somewhere with their friends, for whatever thing they find at their grocery store when they are out with us. Can I have this? Can I have this? They're not afraid to ask. They're not afraid of the no, okay? And we're not going to hear any yeses. Our kids, like, they're never going to hear a yes if they don't ever ask. My little daughter, when it was her 3rd birthday, we went to the grocery store for some stuff, and they had balloons kind of around, and she grabbed one balloon and she said, Mama, may I please have this for my birthday today? I'm like, yes, of course you can. I mean, the little girl wanted a $3 Mylar balloon. I'm like, yes, of course. And I was so proud of her for asking. And now they haven't stopped asking for stuff ever, right? They never do. And so what if Emmeline hadn't asked me for that balloon on her 3rd birthday? Then she wouldn't have had the balloon that she really wanted, that was so meaningful to her. So don't be afraid of the no. Be a good friend. Don't let that no be an outcome of your relationship. And just, we need to remind ourselves that we're never going to hear a yes if we don't ask, right? And so taking notes from our kids, let's do that. So those are the things that I just wanted to let you know were really working for me, really being diligent about checking in with myself, taking care of my body, setting goals, not just within Plexus, but goals for myself each day, goals for my fitness, goals for cleaning out closets and bookshelves, things like that. Setting the goal and just making sure that it gets done. And those office hours, I can't speak highly enough of that. So anyway, I hope that you guys have a great day. I hope that this was helpful. I know that is helping me, just this little flip in planning and being a little more organized has really flipped the excitement. Of course, post-convention excitement too, but just the excitement that we get to build on. It's kind of like when babies are little tiny infants, that sleep begets sleep. When we get them sleeping and we get them sleeping, they want to sleep more. It helps them get into those sleep cycles. When they're overtired, it's like so hard to get them into good sleep. So sleep begets sleep, and work with Plexus begets work with Plexus. When we get talking to people and having those conversations, it is so encouraging and exciting that we want to have more. We want to have more conversation. We want to help more people. We want to help more people get their products paid. We want to help them earn these prizes, right? We want to earn the prizes. It just really builds, and it never feels like work. Celeste Gwen just talked about this because her dad had passed away, last week, and she said she made this huge post about, well, I'm getting back to work because I need some normalcy, and my whole life is out there. I have a social media run business, blah blah blah. Okay, let me tell you what. No one batted an eye when I, as a physical therapist, worked in the hospital and my dad passed away at that hospital and I had to come back to work after bereavement time. No one was like, I can't believe you came back to work. No, they're like, how are you doing? Are you doing okay? They did check in with me a lot, lots of hugs, very supportive, but they're like, here's your list, here's your schedule, here's what you need to do today, right? No one batted an eye. And I commented on Celeste, I'm like, no one bats an eye about us getting back to work after life happens and things like that at a 9-to-5 type job. And it's no different with this. We need to make this part of our life. We need to be excited and really just, I'm excited. I had like 3 people just reach out to me and I'm like, this is great. I'm so excited. I'm happy for them. I want them to have this. I know this will help them. I'm reaching out to people that are talking back to me and you're like, yeah, I think I'm ready. And it's great. And so the more conversations we can have and that standard that we hold ourselves to, the more our business is going to grow and the more we're going to feel confident and empowered to keep going. So if you are having trouble messaging, get with your upline. They're going to help you. Again, hope this was helpful and I'll talk to you later.